Hello, and welcome to my new series, Lost Ark Explained. Today we will be taking a closer look at Tier 4 gems. Here are the topics I'll be covering in this video. Once you are at item level 1640, you can go to the Gem NPC to convert your Tier 3 into Tier 4 gems. It costs a ton of silver, as shown in the chart here. Event gems cannot be converted, and there is no Tier 4 equivalent. You can re-roll Tier 4 gems at any item level. A note to supports. Damage gems now increase the effect of the skill they are on. I could not find the exact math on how this effectiveness impacts the skills. However, at a high level, KR players and guides suggest using damage gems on both AP buffs and your identity. Paladins also typically have a 4th damage gem on Holy Protection. When you convert a Tier 3 gem, it is downgraded 2 levels but keeps the skill and type. Tier 4 gems have new scaling and a new stat for increasing your base AP. You want to convert everything except for some level 10 damage gems, which we will take a look at later. In the next section, titled Base Attack Power, I'll be going over a lot of mechanics and math. Feel free to just skip that section if you want the results. To understand how base AP impacts damage, first we need to understand how attack power works. Your total attack power directly controls how much damage you do. If you double your attack power, you'll roughly do twice as much damage. Your attack power is made up of 2 parts. If you open up your character profile and hover over attack power, you will see one number they call your basic attack power, which I'm calling base attack power. Under that is a different number called various attack power effects, which I will call added attack power. Added attack power includes attack power from elixirs, transcendence, and the support attack power buff. Why do we care about all this? Well, in order to figure out how much damage is gained from an increase to base AP, we need to know the ratio of base AP relative to total AP. For example, if your base AP is half your total AP, a 10% increase to base AP would result in 5% more damage. In order to figure out this ratio, we need to understand how big the added attack power value is. We can estimate for a typical player what full trans and elixirs give, so the last piece is estimating the support AP buff. A support with full trans and 40 set elixir gives an AP buff of roughly 21% of their base attack power as added attack power. I'll assume that the support has similar level gear and about 90% uptime on their AP buffs. Calculating all of this down shows that base AP makes up about 79% of your total AP. There are a lot of variables here, but this should be close enough to estimate damage in most cases. And with all that out of the way, we can now take a look at how much damage you will gain from Tier 4 gems. This chart shows the damage you will gain just by converting them. So, if you are currently using all level 9 Tier 3 gems, when you convert them to level 7 Tier 4 gems, you will gain about 6.8% damage. The last line shows that going from all Tier 3 level 10 gems to all Tier 4 level 10 gems would be about 13.5% more damage. However, this does not include the extra cooldown reduction. Now let's revisit those Tier 3 level 10 damage gems. Converting a Tier 3 level 10 damage gem actually lowers the skill damage from 40% to 36%, but you do gain 0.8% base AP. So whether you convert or not depends on if this extra base AP makes up for the skill damage loss. Doing some math here, we see that the breakpoint is when the skill makes up about 20% of your total damage. Therefore, transferring level 10 damage gems for skills that do over 20% of your total damage will actually result in a damage loss. I know there are some sources saying this number is closer to 25%, and this is due to them calculating an increase to base AP as being equivalent to an increase in damage. I will link an InVen post in the description where they discuss a similar concept. They make slightly different assumptions in their estimations, but their ending advice is the same. Here I'll leave you with a few charts showing the damage scaling of upgrading your Tier 4 gems from a few different starting points. This will give you an idea of how the gems scale. Note that this only accounts for skill damage, not the DPS gain from extra cooldown reduction. If there are other topics you'd like me to dive into with this series, let me know in the comments, and by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Thanks!